Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 80s Cartoon. Otaku Oasis podcast. My name's Matthew, and I'm here with.
Joshua, it's very funny that we're actually doing this like right after, at least when this gets uploaded, right after
You know what? I just
The
realized we
Legend
did
of Zelda.
three 80s cartoons back. I guess was Pokemon 80s or 90s?
More 90s,
Yeah, but we
and
still
even
did.
then,
Oh,
technically anime, but
alright. Anyways, it's still funny that we did uh three older animated shows back to back.
it is pretty funny that we ended up doing retro shows like so much back to back.
It just kind of worked out like that. But anyways,
Well, a lot of things just kind of leading up to it worked out that way.
yes, it did.
Because this will be uploaded to coincide with the Mario Bros. Movie.
Oh,
Not the original live action one.
we should have done that. That would have made more sense. I forgot that was a thing.
But do
You know,
you really want to watch
I was gonna
that?
say, truthfully, I barely was able to suffer through watching this. I don't know if I could have handled the Mario movie.
Yeah, I'm like, you sure you wanted to suffer through that?
No, I don't think I could have.
But yeah, so we're just covering 5 episodes for this one. Very similar to how we did with the Zelda cartoon. However, for this one, we're also going to cover the live action segments. I mean, they're not long, but
Yeah.
I feel like you aren't exactly covering the show if you don't cover those as well.
Honestly, I can't tell you which was better. Honestly, I kind of think like the live action scenes were just better because they weren't. There wasn't much.
Yeah, yeah. To be fair, I don't think the show. I mean, excluding the amount of stereotypes that they use, I don't think the show was as bad.
It's not as bad as Zelda. Granted, it's made by the same people and was airing at the same time.
hmm
Counter argument that doesn't mean much when I say it's better.
Yeah,
Because you
you're
know
not
how I
wrong.
feel about the Zelda cartoon. Um, but
I, I think probably the episode that annoyed me the most was the first episode, and then after that, I'm just like, I just don't even care.
yeah, I started losing attention at about Mario's Magic Carpet. Kinda was watching Rolling Down the River, and I only glanced up maybe twice for watching The Great Gladiator.
Yeah, I watched all of it at 2 times speed, so
That would have been smarter. I did not think to do that.
yeah, I'm like, no way am I watching this at normal speed.
I was playing video games while I was doing it just to. Actually, no, I actually watched all of the first episode normally while I was working, and then Then I watched about half of Butch Mario and Luigi Kid before I gave up. I'm like, I can't. This is torture. This is like trying to rip nails off. I need to watch something else.
Fair enough. I think at least this show, at least like all the bad things are done by bad people and are portrayed to be bad.
This is true. This is true. Um, how old is
Like,
Peach again?
uh, I don't think there's ever official canon ages for Mario
Yes, I was
characters,
just
but
remembering the harem thing.
yeah, yeah. I like that was like I'm like, wow, they
Wow.
actually did that, huh?
I mean, granted, the show came out in 1989, so not to be my dad, but the times were different. It doesn't make it good.
No, no, it doesn't. To be fair, I do also think that they weren't exactly portraying it as a positive thing either.
No, but
So,
I think we should probably just jump in with. How do we want to do? We want to do the episode first, then the live action, or live action then episode?
probably let's cover the episodes, like the animated episodes first, and then
All right, and then I guess with that, do we want to do like all of the episodes, then all live action, or just in how they were aired?
I'd say do all of let's just do all of the animated stuff first.
All right, cool. So then I guess we start with the
The
bird,
bird,
the
the
bird.
bird.
That is a title, I suppose.
It is, I think, probably the most annoying episode.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, not a good one to start out with.
No, Whoever thought that that was good for your pilot needs to.
Here, I'll call you out, Bruce and Reed Shelley.
Oh, I didn't want to actually call them
I'm
out.
joking. I'm joking. Yeah.
No, I'm just like more of just like not the best foot to start off on for your first episode.
No. Yeah. I don't. No, I don't. Not a big fan.
To be fair, at least the plots for these are all like super simple. Like
Which,
I think even simpler than the Zelda ones, which says something.
yeah, but yeah. No, I don't have an argument for that.
Because usually it's just one thing, and it's however Bowser's kidnapped Peach or trying to kidnap Peach some way through the episode.
Yeah, I always love how like half the episodes start with Peach has already been captured. Deal with it.
To be fair, kind of happens a lot in the games, so
True. True. It's like, what's the
I'm like,
overarching story? Are they trying to get back to the Mushroom Kingdom?
uh, the story seems very loosely based off of Super Mario 1 and Super Mario 2, quote unquote, aka Doki Doki
I was
Panic.
gonna say, which one? Are we talking about the Lost Levels or the Doki Doki Panic version?
The Doki Doki Panic version,
All right.
because they have Birdo and whatnot in it.
Right. When did when did Super Mario Bros. 3 come out?
Um, did it come out? Um, 88.
What's up? 98?
Yeah.
Alright.
Though it wouldn't release in the US till the 90s, so they would not have known what went on in that game at the time.
True. Yeah, live action would be followed by a cartoon based on the Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 2 video games. Alright.
Yeah. Which is why I imagine the main forecast has a Toad in it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like the only reason Toad is in it is because he's playable in 2.
Yeah.
um but yeah. Gosh, Toad's voice is annoying.
It is very annoying. But I think if we're gonna get started with the animated, we gotta talk about the anime. Because there were two different theme songs. There's a theme song for the main show itself, and then when you got into the animated portion, and both of those are fire. Like, wow. I wish we still had theme songs that sounded as good as that.
I mean, we do. It's just not in American shows.
That's what I meant. In American shows. Granted, I don't watch American TV anymore, so.
I'm like, if you want good theme songs, anime.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But yeah, the plot really just summarizes the Bowser chasing down the party while Toad gets kidnapped by a Birdo who thinks it's their offspring.
Yeah.
Which I'm not gonna even get into the fact that Birdo is, I think, like male at the time.
What? Really? Huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the I think it's because in the I forget what it was. I think it like in game, like not in game, but something was referred to like in documents back then that Birdo was a he.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
so I'm like, this episode should technically not even be possible at the time.
Yeah, that's fair. Though I could see how they assumed it, but
Yeah,
yeah. Hmm. All right, fair enough.
but yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. It's just, gosh, I hated all the slobber from that old Birdo thing.
Yeah,
Like, it
I
was
would agree that this was not a really great episode.
I think it's probably the worst episode. Like none of the other episodes are great by any means from what we've seen, but
Yeah,
it was definitely not this one.
yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. All right, so let's see. Yeah, there wasn't really much. Yeah, that's the thing. Nothing really happens, but yet it still feels like an eternity to watch.
Yeah, no, I know. If we want to, we could probably just summarize up each episode and then just kind of give our thoughts
Yes.
on them as a whole, just because I want to like sit through and be like, oh, let's do this, and then go back and forth.
Yeah. No. All right. So yeah, episode one, we have Toad being kidnapped by a birdo. Which can they fly? I didn't realize they could fly.
They can jump high,
Oh.
Yoshi's, but
Right.
that's about it.
Yeah, because this one was able to fly at 30,000 feet. Apparently, if you are to believe the birdo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's mostly just because they took the jumping as yeah, that's flying.
Yeah. Um. Event. Yeah. So it's the episode. As always, every episode, Bowser is either chasing them down or already kidnapped Peach. So he's chasing them this time.
I
And
think it's like the only one out of these ones where he's chasing them.
yeah, I think that's right.
Out of at least the ones that we're covering.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely did not. I barely was. I was not paying attention by the last episode, so I don't really remember much about it. But yeah. Um, so what am I thinking? All right, so yeah, Mario is able to reunite the Birdo with the actual baby that she's confused Toad for, and that's pretty much the episode.
Yep.
Insert 27 really bad Italian stereotypes, and there you have an episode.
Yeah. Yeah, be prepared to hear a whole bunch of Italian
Food
like foods and
things.
whatnot.
Though I do have to say, when my girlfriend is Italian, and she was like, "No, yeah, this is actually pretty accurate. We do talk about food a lot."
Well, at least that was maybe not. I don't know. I'd say the worst stereotype. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's still pretty bad.
it
It's
does.
still
It feels bad. Like it just doesn't feel right. But yeah, then
yeah.
let's see. The next episode we did was
Which Mario and the kid and
Which Mario and the Luigi Kid.
which that one's the sheriff episode, right?
Yep, Wild Wild West.
That one wasn't bad. It got kind of repetitive towards the back half.
Yeah. So basically, it starts with Mario, Toad, and Luigi looking for Peach. They find they have huge bounties posted on their head, and they get arrested. And then Toad is able to put himself inside the sheriff's hat to escape, get a bunch of bombs, and blow up the building. And then they find Peach in a mine shaft for some reason, and then they rescue her. And
Yeah, but she was already encaged in that mineshaft when the episodes
yeah,
started.
so that's where Bowser put. Yeah, that's where Bowser put her before the episode starts. They're just looking for her. Yeah,
Yeah, and then yeah, that's pretty much about it. They
yeah,
defeat Bowser in the end.
yeah. Same as Zelda. Every episode, they defeat the main baddie every time.
Yeah, but at least for Mario, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Ganon's a one and done.
Yeah, well, I mean, technically, you only fight Bowser once in the Mario games. You just fight a bunch of clones of him.
But yeah, but you're still technically fighting him,
You know what? You got me there. Can't argue with that one, Chief.
so it still feels like you're fighting him a whole bunch of times.
True. So yeah, that was.
I mean, heck, even later games will get to the point where it's like, oh yeah, no, you're actually facing him multiple times.
Let's see. Oh, you gotta repeat that. I blanked for a second.
Repeat. Or
You asked a question and I did not hear it.
I didn't ask a question. I was stating something.
Oh, then what did you say? Because I wasn't listening.
I was just saying how later games you actually fight Bowser multiple times.
Yeah. Oh, you do? Huh.
Yeah, I'm thinking in like particular Super Mario 3D Land, you or not Land World, you actually are fighting him multiple times.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. So that is which Mario and the Luigi Kid. And then we move on to Mario's Magic Carpet, which we jump off from Italian stereotypes to Middle Eastern stereotypes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's good that what is it that what they do in that episode, but at least most of it's portrayed as actually negative compared to some other things.
True.
I'm just gonna cough at the Legend of Zelda one that we covered. Cough cough.
Which episode are you referring to?
Um, any action Link does. Period.
Oh. Alright, so Mario's magic carpet. Actually, this time they aren't running away. They aren't finding Peach. They actually, yeah, this one they aren't.
They literally just stumble upon a kingdom.
Yeah, they go to dive
Um,
into a fake pool. It's a trampoline, and they fly into a kingdom and become slaves. And then Peach is told she's going to be put in a harem.
to be fair, I actually find it funny that that like the Sultan character says, "Yes, the trap always works." Like
Yeah,
he's done this multiple times. I'm like, how have you gotten that trap to work multiple times?
I have no clue.
I find it just a bit funny at how ridiculous it is.
Yeah. Um, and that harem thing lasts all of about 3 minutes because immediately he's like, "I'm tired of her. I'm gonna sell her to Bowser."
Yeah, yeah. I
He
like
says something
the
about a website. Like he puts her up. Yeah, he puts her up. He puts an advertisement for her in the and I quote harem recycler magazine.
was that actually a line? I
That
totally
is
must have missed
actually a
that.
line.
Oh, I must have missed that line.
Yeah. Yeah. Plans on selling her to the highest bidder.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. I mean, and Bowser gets her, and then
They find it. We can't forget the genie. That was something.
yeah, no. In the meantime, Mario and Luigi find a genie, and the genie is just a very rude old woman who just tells you that you suck at driving.
But it is pretty funny how done she is with life.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the funnier parts of the show.
Oh no, she was like, I find it really funny that that like literally the punishment at the end for Bowser is that he's stuck with her.
Yeah, when he easily could just throw her out of the car, but he just kind of sits there and takes it.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, they're able to get a magic carpet, chase down Bowser on his own magic carpet. And I love their magic carpets because in the opening we see him on just a regular carpet, but these magic carpets are cars that are on carpets. Because that makes sense. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
And I don't even think it's full cars. It's just like the chassis of a car that has been like attached to a flying carpet. All right. So then we move on to rolling down the river, which is when I frankly really stopped paying attention.
To be fair, I think it's probably the most boring episode.
Yeah.
Like I like literally there's nothing against it. It is just bland. Like I think because it's like they literally get rid of the cool thing at the beginning where that they snuck aboard Bowser's ship apparently for some like ship race thing. I don't know. Um,
Apparently, the
but
game they were
basically,
playing was Go Fish. They couldn't even call it poker.
yeah, and yet Mario had cards hidden up his sleeve.
Yeah, I don't know how that really helps you in Go Fish, but okay.
No, I'm like it doesn't help you in Go Fish.
The only thing I can think of is that they're all pairs that he's hiding, so people can't steal them until he gets the last card.
Maybe I don't know. Uh, like that's more of a poker move though.
Yeah. Anyways, they get found out and get chased off the ship
Yeah.
and end up on some other guy's ship. I think.
Yeah. He's basically the main focus of the episode, and I don't know. It just really focuses on the river race. It's really boring.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing interesting about the river race. There's nothing bad about it. There's just nothing interesting about it.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything more to say about rolling down the river. It is just a planned episode with nothing really going on.
Is Mark Twain supposed to be a reference to Mark Twain?
What's the name?
The name of the other captain is Mark Twain.
Oh, it's definitely a reference to Mark Twain.
Yeah. All right. Um. And I guess the final episode is the Great Gladiator Gig.
Yes, for their of all things, it's a what was it? It's a spaghetti fundraiser for the orphanage.
I don't know. Is it? It wasn't. I was zooted in
Yes,
there.
that is what they went to the stadium for. Where
Uh, yeah, a benefit
basically,
spaghetti dinner for orphans, for mushroom orphans.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
If it wasn't clear by the gladiator part, now we're insulting ancient Romans.
Actually, the gladiators have like very little to do with this episode, really.
Oh, fair enough.
Really, I think literally all the gladiator does is guide Princess Peach to Bowser, who's ruling over the Colosseum for some reason,
Under
and
the
lead
name
Mario and
Augustus
Peach.
Septemberus Octoberus, which I love. That is so funny.
Yeah, no, literally just combine all of like the Roman Empire rulers.
Yeah.
But, and then it leads Mario and Luigi into a trap.
And they have to fight a Hydra named Triclydius.
Yeah, which they deal with easily, and then
And then
lions are brought out, and yeah, and I find it really funny the way that Mario convinces the lions to fight Bowser.
How does he do it?
Basically, he tells them, "Well, if you lions are king of the animals, then you must not let that animal rule you." Basically,
Hmm. Yeah, alright, that's pretty funny.
there are some good moments in some of these,
Yeah. Alright.
but yeah. Otherwise, not too much else was done with this episode.
No. Well,
I think other than at the end with Luigi getting threatened to continue serving pasta, or else he'll be fed to a lion.
nice.
Because otherwise, that was about it
Alright.
for the animated stuff.
Nice.
So overall, definitely a lot less offensive than the Legend of Zelda stuff.
A lot less offensive than Legend of Zelda. I would almost say it was worse to watch because I couldn't even be mad about watch. I couldn't even be like super angry about having to watch it.
Yeah, yeah. In a way, it's better in that it's not offensive. In some ways, it's worse because it literally has
Also, it's
like
just longer because with the Zelda ones, technically there were Super Mario, the live action Super Mario clips in there, but we didn't have those when we were watching it. So instead of like 30
yeah.
minutes an episode, it was like 20 or whatever. I don't know
I
how
do
long the
find it
episodes
like
were.
pretty nice though that for the commercial break stuff, it's like the live action stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, wanna dive into it?
Yeah. So we start with the first one, Neatness Counts. Um, where they have television star Nicole Eggert join them, and they have this whole thing about how they're so clean and just keep making her filthy. And they finish, and they feel really bad until she says, "No, no, it's okay. The party I'm going to after this is a filthiness party, and you just gave me the best costume."
Don't quite know how that works, but okay.
Yep. Um,
I mean, it's not much. Like literally,
no, actually, I do distinctly remember it because it's so weird. At the end of the episode, when they find out it's fine, they smash cake in her face even more and just rub cake all
yeah.
over her, which was like, no, no, I don't like that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the actress consented to it, but
Yeah, but this is a kid show. Come on, this feels a little much.
well, not really. I mean, it's just cake.
Fair enough. All right.
It's only dirty if you make it dirty.
You know what? True. I actually love reading the names in the episode in other languages. So in French, neatness counts is replaced with long live cleanliness,
That is actually a pretty funny title.
and then in Finnish, it's cleanliness is half the food. All right. I yeah, I think
Hold on,
that's
is it in does it have a Japanese title? I
no.
have
It
to
only
ask.
has Finnish, French, Hebrew, Italian, and Spanish.
Okay. I would have found it funny if it was actually done in Japanese.
I don't think Japan wanted any part of this.
To be fair, they had their own anime thing for it.
Which is funny because I don't even know if they've uploaded the third episode in French because all they have is Finnish, Hebrew, Italian, and Portuguese. Wait, where do you get Portuguese from? Or Spanish? And then that episode 3 has German instead of Finnish.
I don't
And then
know. Maybe
episode
some.
4 has only Italian and Portuguese. What is with the inconsistencies?
I don't know. Maybe some episodes weren't aired.
Or whoever's doing the translations just never got around to it.
Maybe one of the two. One of the two.
Alright, so then we have the next one, all steamed up. I imagine these episodes would have been cooler if we grew up in the 80s, because then we'd actually know who some of these people were. Because a lot of these characters, like Sergeant Slaughter, apparently is an actual person. He's a wrestling person. He's a wrestling star.
Yeah, I'm figuring like, oh yeah, these are a lot of like probably popular like stars of the '80s.
Yeah,
If we knew those people in the '80s, sure would have been neat.
sure would have been more interesting.
But we aren't, so we're just judging them from our point of view.
Yeah. All right. So then we have the next episode was all steamed up. Where we have a character called Sergeant Slaughter, who is given them a steam-o-matic machine. It's like a steaming machine. Um. So yeah. And he wants it fixed, and then Mario somehow ends up inside of it. And long story short, he ends up getting
It
shrunk back
shrinks him.
He shrinks him back to the size of a kid.
Yeah.
All right. So the Portuguese episode in this is called Sledding Machine.
Huh.
And in Hebrew, it's just steam.
I guess that's straight to the point.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. That was that episode.
Yeah, not much to a lot of these ones, but
And then we have Mariana and I didn't even know how to pronounce the other. Is it Luigina?
Luigina, I'm guessing.
I gotta say this is actually pretty funny for the 80s.
It's an overused trope, I find.
Oh, I should know just the idea of it. I don't know. I feel like cross-dressing in a cartoon in the 80s seems kind of, I don't know, it doesn't seem like something they'd get away with.
Like now, are you meaning like nowadays or?
Either. I guess they could have probably gotten away with it back then, but definitely not today.
Yeah, like they could get away with it back then. Nowadays,
Fair.
don't think so.
Um, yeah, so basically, they're in the process of, let's see, they're supposed to have a friend over who's apparently it's a TV star named Lyle Alzado, and oh, he was a football person. I know football. Anyways, I know sports.
Sports or those.
SBTRS sports. Um. Anyways, Mario gets a call from someone from apparently their cousins called Marianne, and accidentally lets loose that this Lyle character is coming over. And as soon as they hang up, Mario goes to get groceries, and Lyle walks on the door, and then the cousins come over and are all over him until Mario and Luigi get back, and they make them leave, and then the episode ends with Lyle being upset that he doesn't get to go out with the cousins.
I mean, hey, at least it's a kind of a reversal on what you would expect.
I do like the rug pull at the end. It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like, I will at least give it the rug pull at the end. That one's pretty clever.
Yeah. Um. All right. Then the next episode is the Mario Monster Mash. And in Italian, it's titled "Beware of the Neighbors."
Beware the neighbors. Oh my gosh.
And then in Portuguese, it's the mash of Mario and the monster, which isn't as funny. But it does sound
And
like
that,
Mario was making out with the monster. Anyways, um,
yeah.
uh, basically they just have basically it's just Frankenstein.
Yep.
They have
Wait,
Frank,
wait,
Doctor Frank N. Stein from Transylvania.
with also a what is it? With a what is it? With a body swap thing.
Yeah, he's playing with his monster, and Mario lays down on the table, and then his brain and the monster's brain get swapped, and then all it takes to fix it is just to whack them both on the heads.
I do find it funny though that at the end Dr. Frankenstein comforts Frankenstein being like,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
It's like, think about it this way: you only had that brain for about 10 minutes. He has to live with it forever.
yeah, which I'm like, wow, that's some pretty massive shade you're throwing there.
Yeah, that was pretty. Actually pretty funny.
I'm like, wow, that is some massive shade. I appreciate it.
Yes. Um. Yes, and then we have the final episode. Is it Bonkers from Yonkers? Yes. Again, this is an episode I barely paid attention to. I think I paid more attention to this live action portion than I did to the actual cartoon part.
Yeah, this is the one where he becomes a monkey.
And then a chicken.
Well, a chicken then a monkey.
Yeah. Um. Oh, so Luigi hits Mario on the head with a pipe, and Mario starts going, thinking he's a chicken, and they call Doctor Sigmund Fruitcake. Nice. And then sorry.
Wait, is that actually what it's called? What he's called?
Yeah, Doctor Sigmund Fruitcake.
That is that is funny.
Speaking of what things are called, in Italian, this episode is titled "The Monkey or the Chicken?" Question mark. And in Portuguese, it's just simplified to the psychiatrist.
Both of those are right in a way.
Yeah. Um.
I think Bonkers from Yonkers is like a very abstract title.
Well, I mean, bonkers is a term for crazy, and Yonkers is just a normal title for New Yorkers, I think.
No, I know. I just mean by like it's a bit more vague what the plot is about
Yeah.
compared to those other titles.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, like Luigi calls Doctor Sigmund Fruitcake a famous head doctor, and comes over to help Mario, and then he's there immediately, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he hangs up the phone, and then the doorbell rings. Um, um,
He's
yeah,
there immediately.
yeah. No, I'm just apparently. Dr. Fruitcake looks at Luigi like, well, besides your ugliness, I don't see anything wrong with it. With your head. And Luigi's like, excuse me. You're not the reason. I'm not the reason I called you.
I do find it funny that there is just some shade thrown at the characters every once in a while.
Oh, it's
It's actually
hilarious.
pretty funny.
Yeah,
Like I think actually the live action portions are more enjoyable
yeah.
than the
Um,
animated show.
so, Luigi then calls, Dr. Fruitcake looks at Mario, and then we cut away, and we cut back to Luigi calling him back, saying, "And now he's acting like a monkey." And he says, "It's like I don't." It's like, honestly, I'd rather him be a monkey. We could use the eggs. I'd rather him be a chicken
I
because we could
mean,
use the
chicken.
eggs. Yes, I messed that up.
Yeah.
Um, and then he comes back and fixes Mario, and then Mario points out that now Luigi's beginning to think he's a chicken.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what really caused that, but I mean,
I don't know.
comedy, I guess.
Comedy comes in threes.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's everything for this one. I do will stand by it and say that I do think this is much better than it's much better than the Zelda show. Wow, I
Then
could not think of
yeah.
the Zelda show for a second. Yeah, that's how much I'm trying to
Yeah.
block it from my memory.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you got to do the Mario in
You
this
got
one.
through to Mario, which is also a fantastic ending. Thank you for reminding me, because now we're at the end. We should talk about the ending, which is also, I I for some reason remember it being a lot longer than just the same two lines repeated twice.
Yeah, it is just the same two lines, but to be fair, there are some two very catchy lines.
It is very catchy. Um, yeah. Um, I don't know if I'd want to review this more.
Yeah, I don't know about it either. Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah. Um, but other than that, it wasn't all that bad. It wasn't great,
Yeah,
but it's
I
not the
mean,
worst thing we've seen lately.
it was by far not the worst thing we've seen recently.
Well, with all that in mind,
Thank you
thank
so
you
much
all
for watching.
so much for watching. Make sure to watch the Mario movies in theaters now.
Yes.
As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll be back next time with another episode of the Otaku Oasis podcast. Bye
Bye.
bye!